Terra Business. Take it away, Bailey.
Awesome. All right, you guys. Thanks, Laura, for the sweet introduction. We're going to rock and roll through this super quick because this is my favorite part of the guide. It's probably where I spend 60% of my time. It's all about finding out the needs of people and then really meeting them where they're at. So we're going to get into this section. We're going to come up with their needs and we're going to teach them all about LRP in simple terms because it can be very overwhelming. And I'm going to give you one of my favorite key phrases that never fails to get people in LRP. So let's hit the next slide and rock and roll. All right, so this is the entire new page 20 of the Wellness Consult. We have some great updates that I fought really hard for that I think you're gonna love. Let's head to the next slide and we're gonna zoom in on my favorite section. So if you remember this before, it used to have some different titles across the top and now they, I think, are a little bit more fitting. So I actually begin my wellness consults right here. In 1, 2, and 3, I'm asking them simply to write down those top health priorities for them and their family. And even if I've done a one-on-one or a class, I just simply say something about, I don't want to forget what they were, so go ahead and put them here. Then we're going to write down what they already have. I want to confirm that what they purchase does fit their needs. So we're going to have no more than 3 total items in the have and need column. So you can write down 1 or 2 that they have, and then we're going to leave that need column blank. And then we're going to flip through the guide, stopping on the sections that they need most based on these 3 needs. So what I love to do is have people star what they have and circle what they need. So by the time we get through the rest of this live guide, we have circled the items that fit their needs. Now we simply just put them in natural solutions you need, and we are ready to rock and roll. You have a perfect list of things they need. And the great piece about that, if we go to the next section in the next slide, is that you can take that and weave it right into a daily wellness plan. And we've given you the skeleton of what that plan can look like. So if you're like me, you don't have to write out how to take lifelong vitality 878 times at every single wellness consult you do. It's right in here. So it tells them to start their day right out with their supplements, their LLV and their Terrazyme. And it tells them exactly how to start the day with the oils. And this is perfectly laid out for the Healthy Habits kit. Of course, you're going to add in, if they chose a different kit, and you're going to add in based on those 3 rows and columns you just filled in. So if they need to add in, maybe they're taking an adaptive capsule in the morning, add that in the supplement morning routine, add Copaiba in the evening supplement routine, whatever they need. You get to just piece it together like Tetris in this box. And the reason I love this section is that there's nothing worse than getting a new product and feeling a little overwhelmed and start to question your purchase, right? I recently purchased some new makeup. It'd been years and years and years since I'd switched lines. I got it. I opened it and I thought, oh my gosh, there should be a direction sheet with this. I felt totally overwhelmed. And then I talked to the gal that helped sell it to me. She calmed me down. She told me how to use it and I was good to go. You are leaving your new customers with that exact daily plan with this section 2. Love it. Use it. Write it up. I think it's going to be one of your favorite sections. All right. After that, you're going to be able to take those needed items and simply drop them into a 3-month, 90-day wellness plan. So sometimes questions that I like to use in my script sound something like, of those 3 goals, what's your top priority? Let's make sure that's in your month 1 must-have list. Put it there, right? Of your top goals, what's your next? And I can kind of feel it out and help them pick what's most needed first and maybe what's wanted further in the 90-day plan. So this page, you're going to really, really hone in on what they need. Make it very doable, make it very simple. I love this page. It's a lot of fun. And don't be afraid to open up a book or a guide or an app and help look things up. It is very attractive when you look things up and don't just know it all from your head, because they see you look it up and they're like, oh, I can do that too. So don't be afraid to do that. If you're not sure how to fill in those top boxes, the first section we went over, use a guide. That's what it's there for. All right, moving on. let's talk about how to maximize your membership. So I go through the first section of page 20, find out what they need. I go back through the Live Guide, circling what they need, starring what they have, fill in the rest of page 20 with their plan. Now I'm going to head into page 22 and I'm going to show them how to maximize their customer account. All right. So this is the overview. I go ahead and I dive right in to the first chart that you see there. So on the next slide, you are going to see the chart that I start with. And I simply tell them you have two ways to order. You can do a standard order and get your 25% off, which is great. Or you can do an LRP, Loyalty Rewards Program order. There are lots of reasons I love this program. Number one, it's free. Number two, your credits last you for a year. So unlike Kohl's Cash, they're not going to expire in your card next week. And number three, you're also going to get credits back for every penny you pay for shipping. I don't know about you, but I don't love paying online shipping. Now I don't feel bad about it, right? So the cool thing about this program is you're going to start at 10% back, and I circle the 10, right? That's on top of your 25% discount. So you're effectively getting a 35% savings and discount plus shipping back on your first 3 months of purchases. Then it's going to go to 15, 20, 25, 30, and then I circle 55 nice and big. So after a year, you are going to be at a 55% savings and rebates for the rest of your life. You can stay there. And I know you're already thinking that there's a catch. Let me show you the next chart. There's really not. Okay. So I go to the next chart and then I circle the 1. You truly only need to spend $1 a month to keep the points you have and get your shipping back. Now, if you want to move up that scale, in our house is pretty easy because we replaced our shampoo and our soaps and our bug sprays, right? Then you simply go over 50 PV a month. Whenever you have 3 months over 50, you start jumping up the scale. And one of my last secrets about your membership and how to maximize it is at 125, as long as your order is before the 15th of the month, you're also going to get a free product every single month. And sometimes it's products you can't even buy. So you'll have these charts because you're going to keep this Live Guide. These are the 2 charts you want to remember, but it's a really, really easy program to work. And I'm going to log you in and show you how, so there's no confusion when we leave today. All right. So then I get my computer out, or I ask them if they have one, or if we're doing it on Zoom, I log in on my screen and I ask permission to do that as them, so we can actually get into their account. All right. So I will say something like this. So let's go ahead and walk you through the process of setting up your LRP so you'll know how to work the loyalty program. Here's my favorite phrase. You ready? Nothing is set in stone here, so you can change anything I show you. Woo! They just took a deep breath. They thought I was signing up for auto ship and they were going to be stuck. No, no, no. Whatever I'm about to do is not set in stone. Chill out, Martha. We got this, right? Now, every time you log in, you're simply going to go to doterra.com. You're going to enter your name and your password, and we'll do it right now. And I usually have it written on the back of their Live Guide that I have mailed them, which I'll show you where that is in a minute. Okay. And then we log them in. Next slide, please. Once we log in, I'm literally going to just click create new LRP. I'm not going to make a deal of it because they're never going to click this again. They're going to click edit from now on. All right. So I'm going to click create new LRP. And then I'm going to say the first thing we'll do is pick a date. And remember, even though it's a monthly auto ship, there's no obligation and no minimums. You can change all the items. You can order as much or as little as you want, or you can cancel anytime or even change your date. In a minute, I'll show you how you can change everything so you feel comfortable and can order the way you want. And again, nothing we do is set in stone. And then I'll say, most people choose between the 10th and the 15th. Which date looks best to you? Or I'll say, how does the 12th look to you? Because they don't even know what's really going on yet, right? I'll click the 12th. We'll move on. All right. Next slide. Ruth, I know it's East Coast and you're tired. I'm East Coast too, girl. Hang with me. We're almost done. All right. Then I'm going to go and I'm going to look at that list of needed products for month 1 that we just created. And I'm going to add those things in, reminding them why. All right, we're going to add the Lifelong Vitality by clicking here. Remember, this is the one you're going to love to support your sleep and your energy. And we're also going to add that Adaptive Trio. That's the one that's going to be great for supporting your mood. And then I'm going to say, great, how does that look? And it's going to give them an opportunity to say, that's awesome, or I'm not sure that's in my budget that much. And we can whittle the things down that are most important to them. You're getting permission-based sales, right? So then you can kind of narrow it down, find what's best. Once they say it's good, I will say something like this: can I save it so I can show you how to make changes? And you know what? They always say yes. So I've just helped them set up their LRP. We click save, it goes back to their first login screen, and I show them exactly where that edit button is. And I say, every time you log in, you're just going to click that edit button to make your changes from now on. And they're like, sweet, I got it. And then I also usually help them set up a reminder in their phone for their calendar, right? If your date is the 10th, let's set a reminder for the 5th and repeat it each month so that you don't accidentally miss changing it. I'm not worried you will. I change mine all the time, but I want to have a backup. And they're like, yeah, cool. All right. Then I'm going to show them how they can use that 90-day plan, and they're good to go from there. All right, next slide. So then you have that set up. You've gone over how LRP works, and you want to connect them to resources. So on the back of the Live Guide, or towards the end, you're going to see these tips. All right. So I like to point out things like when, not if, you get oils in your eyes, don't wash them. Use that coconut oil, right? Don't use your citruses out in the sun. Just a couple of the safety ones I point out. I don't go through all these. I'm not trying to make it big and scary, but they need to know they're here. All right, next slide. So there you go. This one's to go over. Then I like to show them on the back page, here's your ID number and password that we've set up, right? And here's your key support. So I make sure they have my phone. I make sure they have our Facebook group. I circle, this might be a little much, but I circled doTERRA's text and call-in number so that they know I'm not customer service. So I say, if you ever have issues with your oils or your diffuser quits working or whatnot, customer service is incredible. They will take care of you. I love texting and chat in case kids are going crazy. And it just kind of gets a little bit off of me because I can't handle everybody's like broken lemon, right? And nor do I have to. That's the beauty of doTERRA. So I point that out. So I make sure they have our information in, right there. And I love showing them the app because the shop app is such an easy way to make changes. And so sometimes we'll download that right then, or I'll at least circle it so they know. And again, I want to make sure they have a reference book or they know where to get one. Because that's great too. So I don't overwhelm them, but just letting them know that right here they can dig in more. All right, next section, I'm going to then go into some sort of gentle script about asking them to host or earn money with doTERRA. So if we go to the next slide, in the business building guide, there is this great section that has a nice little script for you. And then it says this: are you interested in earning free product or even an extra source of income with doTERRA? I let them answer. I say yes or no. I'm like, cool. Either way, the best way to get started is by hosting a class. I'd love to partner with you to share doTERRA with those you care about. It can be, and then I usually add in, it can be as simple as ice water and friends, or if it's online, it can be as simple as 4 or 5 friends that you think are interested. I'll make sure I take care of them just like I did you. So a very simple, gentle invite to hosting and potentially earning money with doTERRA. All right. After this, I'm going to hand you over to Justin to talk a little bit more and wrap up. Hang tight because we have a really exciting opportunity for you to come into our private Zooms and get the rest of your questions answered. Chat is blowing up. So if you didn't get something answered, hang tight. We're going to give you our private Zoom links and see you guys in a few minutes.
Thank you, Bailey. Goodness, that was amazing. So much good information. So as promised, here's a couple of my top takeaways. I had more than 3, sorry, but sometimes you hear something and you know it and you've known it, but you just need to hear it again to bring it fresh to mind. And I had that experience a few times tonight. For example, on my list, do the wellness consult before the 14-day window closes. It's brilliant, absolutely brilliant. To help you in your placement strategies. Kind of a duh, right? But still good reminder to have. For me, the realization of how many of my own customers or wellness advocates, maybe even some that have been around for a while, have never had their own wellness consult. And what would happen if we made that happen, right? Imagine what would happen if we all looked into our teams and identified the people that haven't had a wellness consult, either because they're newer or it's been a long time, or maybe the wellness consult concept didn't even exist yet, right? And so imagine what happened if we reached out and did that. Another one, I love that you're offering a one-on-one wellness consult and a Zoom group option. Powerful to help those that are maybe comfortable being in a group to get through a lot of wellness consults together at once. Having a weekly new customer Zoom, I thought that was brilliant to get people up to speed on using their product. Adjusting the wellness consult to the amount of time that the new member has. I saw a lot of questions in the boxes about this, about what if we only have 30 minutes? What if we only have 45 minutes? Whatever the time allotment you have, you can cater the wellness consult to them. Okay, we need to be respectful of their time. So we can make it shorter, we can take a little bit longer, all depending on how much time we choose to focus on the particular product categories, right? I love that in the wellness consult write-up, we start with what they have and then circle what they need. And the idea of making sure they're super happy with what they've already purchased and that they know how to use it. And then the visual walkthrough of setting up the LRP. Sometimes we forget, because we've been here, many of us, we've been here for a while. And so setting up an LRP or editing an LRP is really easy, right? Because we've done it 1,000 times. But for a brand new person, it can be challenging, it can be scary. And so actually hopping online with them, either in person or in Zoom, and going through and showing them, I think is a brilliant suggestion. So thank you so much, ladies. There was many, many more. I hope you all got great notes. 21-day challenge. Here we are. It's live, day 1. Habit stacking. We're focusing on increasing our water intake, having daily movement, getting better sleep, and then adding on, it's those small things that make all the difference, right? Adding on a personal habit of our choice, right? And there's a long list of suggestions there if you need some. And of course, you can create your own. And it's a very powerful thing. And we have, it teaches us the importance of tracking our habits, participating in the daily challenges. This allows us to establish a habit. Okay, going through the 21 days allows us to establish the habit. And I would encourage all of you, if you haven't, to go and download the 21-day challenge guide. It is beautiful. Kudos to the corporate team that put this together. It's a beautiful piece, and it's got the recipe books in it for all of the different nutritional products and great suggestions on how to use them. Our checklist to get started on the program is there. The 21 daily assignments are there. So there's no surprises. You can actually see all 21 of them laid out from day 1 to 21. They are there. And then the tracking pages for us to record exactly what we've done each day for our personal goals, our add-on goal, and the 21 daily assignments, right? So all of that is there. It's powerful. It's going to create a movement. It's super, super exciting. Let's kind of surmise everything that we've learned, okay? We have learned how to onboard new customers and invite them to experience a wellness consult. Again, I really feel like a lot of our team members have never had this experience. So maybe not just new customers, but old customers too. How to reach out to existing customers. There you go, to experience a wellness consult. How to nail it. Laura Jacobs, oh my goodness. Bailey King, oh my goodness, I think they nailed it, right? And how to get that second enrollment or that commitment to the Loyalty Rewards program. Okay, so we covered all of that tonight. And now our call to action to all of you are these 3 things that you see here on the screen. That you schedule wellness consults with anyone you've enrolled in the 21-day challenge. Okay, so consider those people. Number 2, that you check in with your last 5 enrolled customers about the 21 challenge, the promos. Oh my goodness. We should never need an excuse to have to reach out and talk to people in our team, customers or wellness advocates. We really should never need an excuse, but we have some great reasons to reach out this month. Holy cow, we cannot rely just on email notices and social media notices, because a lot of those get missed, right? A lot of those get missed. or goes to junk mail, or they don't see the post, whatever it is. So really, we do need to reach out with text messaging or phone calls, video chats, whatever it is, to get the word out. And then number 3, find 5 customers that are not currently on LRP and invite them to do a wellness consult and learn about the promos. Okay. Those would be our 3 call to actions tonight, and watch what happens as your business and the team members that are participating tonight take advantage of that and do that as well. Okay, excuse me. We got blown up with questions on there, and we were trying to answer as many as we could on the session tonight. We have recorded it. It is going to be available for the next week. Okay, so for the next 7 days, we're going to put it on the leadership Facebook pages, which many of you are members of. And if you're not, or you want to avoid Facebook, because some are doing that now, justinswebinars.com is a website where I archive webinars. So you can go there as well tomorrow. Okay, tomorrow. Don't go there right now. We don't have the recordings yet. So go there tomorrow, schedule time to watch it. You can share it with your team members that couldn't be on the live call today. Make sure that you do this in the next 7 days. Okay, the sooner the better. All right, next month, March 1st is also on a Monday. So we have February 1st and March 1st also on a Monday. That's awesome because it's the best way to start the month. So next month, our topic is going to be the art of keeping customers. I think that's brilliant and timely. So jot that down in your calendar, schedule it 7 p.m. Mountain Time. I realize it's a little late for the East Coast folks, but definitely worth the investment. So, okay, now we have something super fun. For the next 30 minutes or so, we are going to be live in our own individual chat rooms on Zoom. When I say we, that's myself, my partner, Eric Larson, Natalie, Laura Bailey, who you all heard from tonight. All 5 of us will be in different Zoom rooms to accommodate the crowd size tonight. So you'll actually end this session, you'll close out of this Zoom webinar and completely get out of it and go to zoom.us and enter the meeting ID that you see here of the room that you want to jump into. So I'd probably recommend taking a picture of this slide for sure. And then you can jump in. And what we want to do, guys, is just facilitate any commentary or questions or discussion or masterminding around the topics we talked about tonight, okay? It's not a customer service chat. It's not, this is my problem, can you fix it chat? But it is, this is what's working, or how can I make this work? Or how do I take the information tonight and implement it in my business? And we're happy to just hang out and have that live experience with you all since we can't be together in person, okay? All right, a quick reminder, if you go to doterra.com/empowered success, you can download the guides